Chapter 3. Power. I looked around and appeared to be alone. Hello? Who's talking to me? I'm going crazy, I shouted. Hello, Dimitri Hart. Who are you? Tell me. I am Pluto. I am Shiva. I am Lucifer. Any mention of a dark deity or god of the dead, I am he. So you're the devil? Now I know I'm crazy. No, Dimitri, you are in fact quite sane. I have a proposition for you. What do you want me to do? Play a fiddle? Solve a riddle? Take a life? Save a life? Or something in the middle? Such creative boy. No, I want to give you my power. And let me guess, you want my soul. You know me well. Yes, your soul seems a small price to pay for limitless power. Sorry, but the first rule of anything is don't sell your soul to Satan. Besides, I don't even have a soul. You do have a soul. It's what causes you to feel such pain. That hurting in your heart is your soul, and it is quite injured. Souls can take years to heal. Your injuries are quite serious. Even if it does recover in a year, at least it will take definitely leaving lasting scars that will never go away. I can tell you, you are in for the worst experience of your life. But there is release. You can trade your soul to me and escape all of that. In return, you will receive my power. A few seconds passed and I thought it over. What kind of power are we talking here? Unbelievable power. There will be nothing you cannot do. I am all-powerful, and you will be too once you agree to my terms. I'm really doing you a favor. I'm trading you the power to get everything you have ever wanted for damaged goods. Anything I want? Could I get my girlfriend back? You can have harems of girls begging to have sex with you. Women love power, and you will be the most powerful man on earth. Nothing will be able to resist you. You will even have the power to kill anybody who's stupid enough to cross you. Like Gunner. Adam. He's a dead man. Okay, I'll do it. Excellent. Enter my domain. The lake parted into a tunnel leading downward. I walked down the tunnel. The water around me was freezing cold as the light began to deteriorate, and the tunnel grew darker and darker until I was just walking forward blindly into the darkness. My surroundings began to warm. It was nice at first, but eventually sweat began to run down my face. I took off my hoodie and held it in my hand as I walked forward. In the tunnel ahead there was a red glow. I continued forward until the light was bright enough that I noticed I was in some sort of cave. I continued into a chamber with the walls and ceiling that were completely engulfed in fire. In the middle of the room there was a symbol on the wall with an X with a smaller X on top with two diagonal lines connected at the bottom points. Stand in the middle of my symbol, and I will begin the process. I did as I was told, and stood in the center of the large X. After a few seconds, all of my pain and fury I felt slowly drained away, and a bright white light flowed out of my chest. It appeared to go out before my eyes, and then in its place came what appeared to be a black flame floating in midair. The flame flew at me, and I was absorbed into my chest. I felt like my insides were on fire for a second, but then it subsided. I could feel a strange energy pumping through my veins, like my blood had been replaced with pure fire, but only made me feel stronger. My pain was only a laughable memory. I feel great! I don't know what to do first, I said, staring at my hands. Before you go, I need to tell you a few rules, he said the generous demon king who gave me my power. Rules? I thought I was all powerful. You do have unlimited power. There are few things that tend to haunt you later. You are not the first mortal I have given my power to. Now, the first thing I would advise against is time travel. You could accidentally kill one of your ancestors and cease from existing. Next, you should resist raising the dead or creating life. Okay, I get the time travel thing, but why no creating life? To know that you would need to understand my purpose. When I was to know that you need to understand my purpose. When I was born in what you would call the Big Bang, I had a twin brother. While I am the Dark One, he is the Light One, and the one you would call God if I am Beelzebub. He found pleasure in creating creatures and watching them live. I grew stronger by killing them and taking their souls. So in a way, you did get your soul back, but stronger by a trillion-fold. Unfortunately, my brother cut all connections to the physical world. We cannot directly interact with mortals. I tried to control humans, do my bidding, but he gave them free will, so that is why I have to cooperate with you. Wait, you told me this whole story just so tell me I won't be able to hypnotize or control people? I would hope you'd be interested in the history of the universe, but yes, that is the end result. Also, you don't want me to make new life because you think you'll emulate your brother, right? That's right. That's half right. One day I wish to kill my brother and gain his power, but I am not strong enough. With every life he makes, he grows weaker, and with every life I take, I grow stronger. If my power were to create a life, it would diminish by a small amount. It would not affect me noticeably, but I need to take souls created by my brother to grow stronger, and making them myself would slows the process of my growth. You know, I've gathered that you cannot do anything without me. So this means I'm captain of this ship, and you're just the engine. So tell me, Old Scratch, how do I work this thing? You just think of something and it shall happen, to make things simple. Well, I guess it's time to test these powers out. I held my hoodie out in front of me and concentrated. It grew longer down to my thighs, and the sleeve shortened to my elbows. I put up my hoodie and looked at it behind me, and looked behind me at the wall of fire and jumped through. On the other side, I found myself in front of Adam's house next to a burning bush. His house was a large 2-story house, much nicer than anything my family could afford. The sky was cloudy and dark, setting an ominous feel in the air. Adam came rushing out of his house holding a fire extinguisher. He sprayed the bush and put out the fire. "Geez, Dimitri, I knew you were angry, but I didn't expect you would try and burn my house down. Trust me, if I was trying to, your home would be a pile of ashes right now," I said with an expressionless face. "You're hurt and angry, but honestly, I'm just thankful you're alive," Adam said. "In a way, I'm not." I held my hand out and Adam lifted slowly. Adam levitated off the ground and floated with his arm stretched out, resembling a crucifix. "What the hell is going on here?" I put my hand next to my left hip and pulled a katana from the air, as if drawing it from an invisible sheath attached to my belt. "No lying. I'll be able to tell if you're lying," I said, circling around him. "Now, how long have you been pursuing Serenity?" "I haven't been pursuing her. She needed my help and yeah!" I stabbed him in the stomach with my sword. "Okay, I've loved her ever since I laid eyes on her." I pulled my blade back. "Good. Now, did you ever consider me when you went up to her?" "She was just so sad. I couldn't let that happen. We talked, and I guess my desire for her happy overwhelmed my compassion for you as my friend." "Understandable, yet unforgivable. Now, did you predict something like this would happen?" "Yes, but I thought I had the power to help you forgive me. Looks like you have all the power now." "Okay, now, how far have you gone with her?" "Do you mean, how far have I gone with her sexually? Because we haven't done anything. We haven't." I stabbed him. "That's a lie." Okay, we French kissed." I twisted the blade. I put my hands up her shirt and roped her breast. "Just take the sword out. Make the pain stop, Dimitri. Make the pain stop," he shouted as he began to cry and scream hysterically. I removed the blade from his stomach. His words hit me a few seconds later as if to give my brain time to process what Adam had just said. I've been trying to go for sure for months, but she was so immovable about it. But he does it within one day. That's enough. I let him down and he hit the ground with a thud. "You're going to kill me now, aren't you?" "No," I said as he looked up at me. "I'm not going to kill you, Adam. You are. Seppuku." I dropped my sword in front of him and he glared at it in disbelief and terror. "I've let you live long enough. Now you're going to kill yourself, and I'm going to watch." Adam picked up the sword and pointed it at himself. Rain began to pour around us and mixed in with Adam's blood and tears as he looked up at me. "Damn your dark heart, Dimitri." He stabbed the sword into the side of his stomach and dragged it across to the other side, spilling his intestine and a large amount of blood to pour around my feet. The thunder clashed as I stared at the corpse formerly known as Adam Gunner. That was one of the best displays of cruelty I've ever seen, and I've seen some gruesome things. I never did like him. "So what's next, Dimitri?" "Serenity." I sank into the pool of blood around my feet and re-emerged from a pool of blood in the middle of Serenity's room. On the ground there was no carpet but solid concrete. Around the walls were fully stocked bookshelves and blank white walls. "Dimitri, what are you doing here?" A pool of blood just appeared, and now you're here? Her eyes were red and she was clutching a tear-stained pillow. "Serenity, I have gained ultimate power. I can give you anything you want. Please come back to me." "Dimitri, I can't. I can't." "If it's because of Adam, you don't need to worry. He's no longer a factor." Serenity stared at me in half horror and half confusion. Her mother stormed into the room. "Dimitri, what are you doing here? You snuck into the window, didn't you? Can't you see she wants to be alone? You're the last person she wants to see. Does your mother know you're here? I never did like that woman's parenting." I held out my hand. "Shut up, you bitch." Her body exploded, spreading blood and flesh all over the room. I turned back to Serenity. "She is no longer a factor. It is such a relief to have her gone. Now come with me, Serenity." She shuffled back in her bed. "She may have been strict, but she was still my mother. Get out of my room, Dimitri." "But," I tried to respond, but she cut me off. Get out of my room, Dimitri. I never want to see you again. I don't know what that power did to you, but you've become evil. Just get the fuck out of my room, you evil bastard." I've never heard Serenity curse before in my life. She was serious now more than ever. She has been in her life. "Fine then, but you are making a mistake by letting me go." I walked up to her, kissed her on the cheek, then whispered in her ear, "But it's the last mistake you will ever make." I pulled a knife out of my sleeve and drove it into her heart. I stared into her face as the light left her eyes and the color left her cheeks. I lay her down in the bed and closed her eyes with my fingers. "Good night, Serenity," I said, and I kissed her forehead.